Morning. It's Friday, March 8th. Yesterday, I decided that I had to get the papers ready for my taxes. Went through everything I had, and I discovered I was missing a few forms. And one of the forms I was missing was the 1099 for my Social Security payment. I went online to Social Security, and let me tell you, they have a security system there that is far the best that I have seen, the best that I had to work my way through. They give you codes, and if you've already registered, which I was, you have to re-register every single year. So I was re-registering. I gave them all the information. They took it, and they assigned me a code, which took me 3 tries to get that code put on my computer, because every time the young lady who called me with the code would give me the letters very quickly, too fast for me to write everything down. So I would push the button again and ask her to repeat it, and she would repeat it just as quickly, and then she would say, "Do you want another try?" And I would say yes, and she would hang up. So that's the experience I had getting the code, and then I was able to get the forms that I needed. So it was a very interesting exercise in how to protect your website. And in my opinion, it was done very well, and Social Security is secure. I don't believe that the average website needs to be that tough to work your way through. In any event, I got the form filled out, and then I put it all together with all my other forms, and I realized that I already had the form, but it was folded up inside and it wasn't opened, and so I didn't realize that I had it. And now I read something about the greatest generation, us, the generation that was born between 1930 and 1946, something like that, which represents right now only 1% of the population in this country. 99% of our cohorts are dead. I'm lucky enough to have most of my facilities, even though I screwed up this little episode. But I figure you would enjoy hearing about it. So that's what I'm telling you. And now I'm going to move on to some other stuff. So when I look at my life, I was very lucky because I became a computer scientist back in the 1960s, when you had to write everything from scratch. All the computer software that was created in those days was from scratch. There were no such things as apps. There weren't cell phones. There weren't laptops. There weren't any of those things when I started in this business. And so I recognized that fact when I was talking about my generation. And this generation, which doesn't learn how to write, they can't write cursive. They are tied to their mobile phones. Their lives dependent on it. And they probably do depend on it. So when I'm looking at this generation, and I am recognizing the fact that if something serious happens with their computers, they are in deep trouble. Guess what? There was a cyber attack that paralyzed the largest U.S. healthcare payment system. A healthcare payment system that gets cyber attacked and shut down. The hacking shut down the nation's largest healthcare payment system, which caused financial chaos that affected a broad spectrum ranging from large hospitals to single doctor practices. The system that was shut down is operated by Change Healthcare, which is a sizable unit of the United Healthcare Group. So that shutdown left hundreds, if not thousands, of providers without the ability to obtain insurance approval for services ranging from a drug prescription to a mastectomy or anything in between. Minor situations to major situations. Shut down. And many doctors are in dire straits, scrambling for money, borrowing from other places in order to stay in business until they can get this entire situation corrected. So on Tuesday, the Health and Human Services Department announced that it would take steps to try to alleviate the financial pressures on some of those affected. U.S. healthcare officials said they would allow providers to apply to Medicare for accelerated payments, similar to the advance funding available during the pandemic. And that's to carry them through this mess until they get it squared away. They also urged health insurers to waive or relax the much criticized rules imposing prior authorization that have become impediments to receiving care. And most of us in this country know that we have the most expensive healthcare systems in the world. And it's because of things like this, where everybody's scrambling to get their money, that we have these high fees that we pay for our health. Private Medicare plans also have been urged to supply advance funding. So it's a mixed bag carrying all the way through our healthcare system. Now, Health and Human Services is trying to coordinate efforts to avoid these disruptions. But it's not clear whether these initial government efforts would bridge the gap left by the system that's still offline. And that is a mega operation system of the Change Healthcare Unit. And they act as a digital clearinghouse linking hospitals and doctors and pharmacies to the insurers. So if those linkages are broken down, these people are not getting paid. Not getting paid is a bad thing in any industry. But imagine if a doctor decides he's not getting paid, he's not working, he's not doing anything. The health of this nation is at stake here. The hospital industry is not happy with the measures that Health and Human Services have taken. They have said those measures are inadequate. Now, I don't know what Health and Human Services can really do. They could have a pot of gold hanging around that they could draw money from to carry this fiasco to the end. But who knows? Who knows what little intricacies are loaded into the operations of some of these government agencies. So beyond the news of the damage caused by another healthcare cyber attack, the shutdown of parts of the Change Healthcare cast renewed attention on the consolidation of medical companies, doctors groups, and other entities under United Healthcare Group. We have to change our methodology. The acquisition of the Change Organization by the United Healthcare Organization in a $13 billion deal in 2022 was challenged originally by federal prosecutors, but it went to fruition when the government lost its case. So medical care should not be treated like a company. They should not be allowed to operate like any usual organization. Medicare is critical. It needs a better governing set of rules. And if payments get screwed up, patients no longer become top priority. So this is a mess that needs to be corrected quickly. Have a great day. Bye.